Hey, I'm Brian Van.
I'm Max Sighting Lab Van.
And today we're going to show you all the gear that Sighting Lab over here managed to crash twice within a half an hour during his first race weekend on Sunday. Okay, before we beat the kid up and talk all about the crashes he had on Sunday, I'm going to give him some props. On Saturday, you rode really good, kid. You did a great job. You won the 3 races that you entered. You had some really good competition. Go ahead and give Ethan the shout out because he pushed you for sure.
Ethan Machete, yeah. It was a good race. We battled for 2.5 laps and ended up passing him, but that was the end of it. But he had me working. He
did, and it was a lot of fun to watch. That was the most fun race for me to watch. But now let's fast forward to Sunday, and it was a wet race at Grattan Raceway. And I'll be honest, Grattan in the dry, it's got grip for days, doesn't it?
Yeah.
In the dry. In the rain, every corner can be a little bit different, just what they do with the sealer. There's other tracks that are out there like that, so we're not beating up Grattan. I asked the kid, you want to ride or not? He says, yeah, I want to race, so we changed his bodywork. Thank God I was smart enough to do that, right? And we got your reins on, and we got you out there. You did your practice session, that was all good, and then we had race 1. And now you're going to hear how he got Sighting Lap as a nickname now.
Yep, so went off my Sighting Lap, did good, and then all of a sudden, I went to something called the bus stop, which is turn 9, almost like the very end of the track, last sector, and I ended up losing the rear. And it bucked me off a little bit, and as soon as I just got bucked off and it just felt me kind of like flying, my airbag deployed, and down go like there I went, and I felt great. Nothing happened.
Now you've crashed without the airbag previously. A little faster crash actually at Barber. And with the airbag, did you notice a difference?
Yes. I felt like I was landing in a foam pit at somewhere.
Boy, you got to love that. And that's money well spent. And that's why Mom and I, we thought it was really important, because I have this too, that we invest in this. I was hoping that you wouldn't test it so early in the season, but I'm glad that you had it on, because I do think that this thing is the difference maker. This is the heart and the soul of the protective gear kit along with the helmet, in my opinion. We also pulled the data out of this. We've sent that off to Alpinestars. I obviously know some people over there, so we're going to try and get this looked at in Italy, and they're going to give us like some data about the impact and stuff, and we'll talk about that in a different video when we have an opportunity to get an answer from them. We're also going to show you in this video, we have some B-roll stuff that Jimmy shot where he connected this to the portal for the Alpinestars Tech Air vest, and it shows that one of them has popped off. We're going to send this out and get it fixed because we got a couple weeks off right now, and we'll show you what that looks like with some screen capture stuff. Jimmy takes care of all the technical stuff here for us. So moving on, heart and soul, money well spent, right? And the cool part is, your second crash, this had the second charge in it. We're not going to talk about the second crash at this moment in time, but this had the second charge in it, which was awesome, because I knew when you went out for the second one, that happened in less than a half an hour, that you'd still have the protection of the vest. So, second crash. We worked hard on your bike. Myself, my friend Dave Babel, Aaron Hardman, Jimmy Fox here, right, Willie. All of us came together. We had to borrow a brake lever, man. Wera was really cool. They got it on the crash truck, got it up there, because we only had one race in between. Got it fixed, got him teched, got him ready to go back out there. Dad might have given him some bad advice. I apologize for that, but you still crashed the bike. And let's hear a little bit about that crash.
So I had a real good launch, ended up making it first into turn 1. Turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, turn 4. And then turn 5 had some pretty good grip. I definitely felt the slip a little bit, and I was rolling pretty good. I was definitely pushing too hard though, and I know that. And then I went through 6, and then I went through uphills to 7. And then as soon as I entered the bowl, I think I got on a sealer strip, and then there goes the bike down.
Just like that. And that happens. That, and that happens, and I could have given you some better advice, all that stuff. We've talked about all that now. At Grattan, in the rain, you'll find some variance in grip from corner to corner. You fully understand that now, but the bottom line is the second one was just tucked the frontal low side. How did that crash feel?
Good. Nothing. The airbag didn't deploy because I didn't really need it. I just hit the ground, I just started to slide, and that was the end of that one.
So now, reviewing the gear. We talked about and showed you the airbag vest. Let's show you the rest. We put him in the missile suit for this year, okay? And like I said, he decided to scuff both sides of it up within a half an hour.
Yep.
Here is the forearm, shoulder. This thing held up really well. Super impressed. And to be fair, wet crashes are usually a little easier on the gear, right? A little bit, because you do have that friction modifier between you and the asphalt, which would be the water. Back of the suit, and these are just asphalt marks. A lot of this will clean off with a little bit of light solvent, which is what I'm going to do because the suit is in excellent condition. It really doesn't even need to be sent out for repair. Here's the other side. You did manage to get your elbow slider down on the one side. Unfortunately, it wasn't the way you really wanted to, now was it?
No.
See here in the ass of the suit, a little bit there. Everything looks great. This suit for sure is still good to go for him. I got full confidence in that. The gloves, these are the GP Pro R3s. You didn't put your hands down real hard, which is something we've talked about quite a bit, and I'm glad that you were able to follow through with that and not plant like that, because that can really result in injury. See some light scuffs here, very light scuff here on that palm slider. I think this glove got it a little bit harder.
Just right over there.
Yeah, on that palm slider.
And right here, and nothing, nowhere else.
Let's show the boots. Those came out of it really good. You'll be able to clean those up, and they'll be in pretty solid condition.
I got like a couple sliders. They got dirty from when I walked over into the grass towards a corner worker.
And you're 100% going to clean those yourself, my man.
Yeah, I know I will.
Exactly. The other boot, and a lot of this black is going to come off because that is essentially, that's rubber from the track. Those black marks, that's what that is. Because remember, when you're out there, you're racing and riding track days, you're actually leaving rubber on the track. The rubber helps to generate more grip, right, when the rubber on the tire is on the rubber that's on the track. So a lot of that's going to wipe off. A little bit of light solvent. These boots are going to look like almost new. Now let's show the heartbreaker.
So I got this brand new Arai Corsair X Nicky 7, and I ended up at my first crash.
You only got about 5 days. You only got about 5 days.
Try to look away, please.
It's a heartbreaker.
Yeah.
Now I will add, I'm going to follow through on this because I did pull it apart. And internally, I don't see any compression inside with the EPS. There's black paint, and typically if you hit your head hard enough, what it's going to do is it's going to actually crack that paint, and you'll see the spider webbing. I don't see that inside. Looking at the helmet here, there is a tiniest little scuff there, right? I don't have a lot of concern for that. He did crack the diffuser over here on the right side of the helmet. I'm going to reach out to Arai and see if there is any way to have this thing inspected and see if they do have replacement parts for it, because in my opinion, this thing, I'd ride and race in this again. I think this would be a pass for me. So we'll see what they say, and we'll try and do a video and follow up with that. But honestly, even if he completely destroyed this helmet, we're just going to get him another one because that's what it's there for. We switched helmets for race two,
and I ended up just scuffing right there. Like last year, this is my helmet from last year. I ended up digging them back when I crashed at Barber. That's really nothing, but just a
the diffuser on that, yeah. And I might even see if we can get that replaced too.
Just your shield right there.
Yeah, really not too bad at the end of the day. There's not a lot of folks that can say that they've dinged up 2 Arai helmets in a half an hour.
Yep.
Congratulations on that one. It's not quite as cool as the trophies that you earned. So there you have it. We thought you guys might dig seeing this, right?
Yep.
It is a bummer to watch the look on your face when you pick up your Nicky Hayden helmet. I'm not going to lie to you, buddy. I mean, it actually hurts me a little bit seeing all that disappointment. But remember, that's the reason that we wear this stuff when we go out there. His safety is probably more important to me than my own personal safety at this point. You know, given his age and the fact that, you know, obviously, when it's your child, you have a lot of worry and concern for it. And I will say that especially after that first crash, when that airbag deployed and he came in and he's all good, and I just felt even more at ease. The second crash, I didn't really have a lot of concern, did I? No. And it's just the confidence in the gear and really believing in my heart that is, you know, the difference maker in whether or not he's going to be okay. Because I think that based on the fun you had your first weekend, this is probably going to stick, isn't it?
Yep.
Probably going to be doing a lot of this. These will not be the only items you will crash out. I will promise you that. I'm Brian Van.
I'm Max Van, and basically the sighting lap person.
The Sighting Lap.
Yeah.
That is his new nickname, Sighting Lap.